Hey guys, this is Mitchell Buds with the Misunderstood Podcast. I want to thank you for listening to the show and sharing the show with your friends, coworkers, and family, and whoever you run into. It is free, no reason not to share it. You can stream the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher, and Podbean. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and visit misunderstoodpodcast.com. The show has continued to grow each week, and that is because of you. So we thank you for sharing, and be sure to let us know what you think of the show.
From the Misunderstood Studio located in Salem, Illinois, this is the Misunderstood Podcast. Mitchell's guest today, Rocky Lawson, and the Soy of Illinois, Andy Thomason, with Amber Wyrick providing middle ground between the guys. And now, he survived the drag bar and all of the liberals in LA, Mitchell Buds.
You know, LA was good to me though. The drags to the side and the liberals to the side. It was all good. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for telling a friend. Always continue to do that. How are you, Andy?
I'm doing awesome. How you doing, man?
Good, Amber.
Good.
And back again,
Just
a
good.
good friend of ours, Rocky Lawson. How are you, my man?
Good. Glad to be back on the show.
Yeah, man, it was a great episode. He was on last time. One of our most downloaded episodes, actually.
Really?
Yeah. So, you know, we were talking before the show about, we're jumping right in on this. We're talking about Vegas. And on my way back from LA, I went through Vegas, and you were talking about your experience with drag queens.
Yes, it's not one of my finer moments. But
So I want you to describe your incident with drag queens like you did to me earlier.
okay, so Fremont Street, you know.
Yeah.
Anything after dark, it's lit. So
Now, Fremont is Old Vegas.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
With
Old
the lit
strip.
screen.
Yep. Yep. So walking down through there, Halloween night. So you're talking thousands, probably 100,000s of people, all walking around, and you see a couple of girls taking pictures with different guys and girls and all that. And you're like, oh, I want a picture with a half-naked girl. When you find out that they hand out a card that says that they have a show afterwards that is a drag show. So
Very nice. Did you go?
no, didn't even think about it. Basically deleted the picture, but I'm sure some other guys in the background were like, I'm taking a picture of this dude. So there's probably floating around.
That's freaking
Was
hilarious.
Chippendales there?
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
That was the Chippendales guys were
Yeah.
about to, like, the amount of women over the age of 50 flocking to the Chippendales tent was, well, wait a minute, let me back up. The most disturbing thing on the strip for me was when I looked over at one point and there was a girl dressed up as a nun. And straight up nun, and then she pulls back the front of her shirt and it's just her boobs
Oh, yeah.
hanging out with electric tape covering her nipples. And I was like,
Took you that long?
Those things.
okay. Like, I've never been to Vegas.
Yeah.
I always want to go. I was like, okay, well, there's that. And then,
Flasher nuns.
yeah, the amount of, and she was sad looking. You know, it didn't pay so much attention to her boobs. It was like the look on her face. I was like, God, she's so sad.
Daddy issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
and-
thinking, this is someone's daughter.
Yeah. And what happened to you? It's like, at what point in your life did you go, you know what?
Did this become
She
the
wanted
best
to be an
solution?
altar boy, and she wasn't an altar boy.
Oh.
That could be, but it's just like, what happened at one point you decided, you know what? This is what I want to do now. Okay, so the amount of, I'm trying to think of something I can compare it to.
Something compared to in Southern Illinois.
Well, I was going to compare the guys, the amount of guys walking around with cards, like he was saying they gave him a card. Everybody's walking around with cards giving to you, cocaine and girls, man. You want to party? Cocaine and girls. You want to party? Cocaine and girls.
The sound, it's kind of like this. And the Mexicans that walk around, they're like,
Yeah.
that's what they do.
Yeah,
and
cocaine and girls?
Yeah, they're like, hey.
Yeah, it's like, okay, like, let's knock it off. You guys are more of a nuisance than the Salvation Army ringer bell at Walmart.
Yeah, it's rough.
Like, it's like constant. Like, you hear that you're trying to carry on a conversation with somebody you're with, and all you hear is cocaine and girls. You guys want to party? Cocaine and girls? No, I don't want cocaine and girls. Well, because there's more strip clubs in Vegas than, I'm pretty sure, casinos. Because you get on that back road.
Yeah.
You know, there's like the main strip, and then there's like this back road. There's like the roads go around the strips, and it's nothing but strip clubs and marijuana dispensaries.
The smell.
Yeah.
There's like no clean air there.
No.
It's like sewage and marijuana.
Yeah. Marijuana, sewage.
What does marijuana smell like when it's burning?
Like skunk.
Do you know?
No.
Yeah, like
Okay.
like leaves, just normal leaves. Rake your leaves up, catch them on fire, and that's a very generic way, but that's...
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure if anybody's burning in the neighborhood, you know.
Are you up for like an experiment or?
I don't know, maybe.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Well, I mean,
Try your
yeah.
shoes.
we can get some edibles.
Oh yeah. Yeah, edibles would be awesome. Give her like 200 milligrams.
I know somebody from California or Colorado.
Yeah, there you go.
Look this up.
Yeah. Get some edibles. You can get some vape. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff.
That's how it was when I was in Maine. Was it because it's legal up there for recreational use, and you could. I mean, they had them like soda machines almost. It seemed like up there, and it was all the time. Everywhere you went, there was a marijuana dispensary. It was like you could get your weed oil changed, tire changed, whatever. You could get gas while you were at it, and some Copenhagen. And stuff.
Yeah, and a pre-rolled joint.
Yeah, and a haircut. Yeah, it was all there.
Yeah, and get your shoes polished.
Yeah.
Is that address?
And they had like a Walmart neighborhood market next door. Okay. All right. So we got lots of stuff to talk about. I want to talk about white privilege. I feel like, have you, Rocky, this is the beauty of this show for everybody listening.
I mean, I'm thinking something right now,
You might
but
need to
I don't know.
define that because I don't know the education level of people listening if they even know what that means.
We've went back and forth with this about giving show notes to guests.
Okay.
And I don't think, I gave you an example before the show, which I usually don't do. I sent you a screenshot or something, didn't I?
Of this?
You might have.
You sent me.
You might have, but
You
no
didn't
phone
read it.
today.
Oh, I did. I did send you a picture of
Yeah.
that board. Crap. Okay.
No phone today, so.
The beauty of the show is we have our guests come on. They very rarely know the topics of discussion, and
Like today.
These are usually topics that have happened to us that we talk about. So one of them is white privilege, and I don't know if you have any examples of whenever white privilege was bestowed upon you. Mine kicked in, and I'm telling a lot of LA stories, but mine kicked in LA. It's very hard to find a bathroom there. You go into a gas station, nobody lets you go to the bathroom.
Well, it's because the bums.
Yeah,
There's
it's
so
the
many
bums,
Yeah.
the halvesies running around and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I walk into the 7-Eleven. I really gotta go to the bathroom, okay?
Yeah.
And I had my tape measure on, which I usually take it off and leave it in my truck. I had my tape measure on my jeans. I walk in there, and this Indian dude that owns it. Listen, I'm not being racist. They just own a lot of 7-Elevens. It's their thing, fine.
Welcome to the Quickie Mart.
Yeah. And I was like, hey, man, I really got to go. And I was like, you got a bathroom? He's like, no bathroom. I was like, okay. I was like, dude, I really got to go bathroom. He literally, steps back, looks at me, and it's like it registered. Okay, he's white.
His tape measure.
He's wearing jeans and a jacket that looks like it's been washed. Then he literally looked at my tape measure. And he goes, okay, I let you use the bathroom. I was like, this is what white privilege feels like. This, in this moment, is what white privilege feels like. Because I guarantee you, everybody else that goes in there doesn't get to go. Now, if you go in there wielding a tape measure or like a pocket square or something like that, they're like, yeah. The chances of him stealing the cover off of the toilet.
Or if you walk in there, wearing a basic polo.
Yeah, polo, they're really going to let you in there. Now, because another thing at the gas stations there, all the walls are like stainless steel plates.
Yeah.
And Vegas is this way a lot. I noticed they take it, they don't paint anything. It's all these plates, and they just come in there every once in a while with a grinder.
Oh,
Or I'm guessing like a hard, like a coarse metal brush, and they just etch off the engravings and start over.
Oh, gotcha.
Because it's,
Interesting.
You guys have nothing on white privilege? Am I the only one? Nobody else is going to dip their toe in the white privilege pool?
I don't think that
I'm Asian, so.
I don't think I've had anything where they've looked at me and were like, you know what, if you were black or tan or any other, I don't think that I've had that. I feel that I've been on the the backside of that though, where if I was black or Mexican or anything, that I could have had something better, you know. That's just the way I feel, you know. I mean, like a middle-aged white dude in America right now is like down here, and everybody else is above them. That's the way I feel.
Yeah. Well, that's the way everybody feels.
Huh?
Where at do you feel it?
Just like anywhere, really. I mean, like if you were a white man
in the groin.
No. Really, yeah. I mean, I really wish I was a little darker down there, but yeah. Look at all the programs for.
That was like out of left field.
So
you were saying,
yeah.
So darker, huh?
Where was we?
No.
I mean, think of all the things that you can get, like when it comes to schooling, when it comes to any type of any type of aid at all. I mean, they throw that stuff out. I mean, like if you're Indian or whatever, you get schooling for it. It's like if you're a white guy, I applied when I was, I guess 18. I guess I'd have been, or coming up on 19, for school. And I was like, man, I'd really prefer if I could get some type of grant or, you know, help with schooling. And they're like, no, your mom and dad make too much, and you're white, so we're not going to help you, basically.
Yeah, basically. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you know, it's $34,000 for 1 year to go to Wild Tech. You really think I can do that right now? I'm just out, like, they want you just to be like, no.
That's true. Never thought of that side of it. Yeah.
And that's just one. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of other ones if I just sit here and just talk about everything.
I mean, he's right, because one of our previous guests, Dr. Stan Blanc, he actually told me when I was in high school, he said, "How Asian are you?" And I said half.
Yeah.
You know, he said, "From where?" And I was like, "From the waist up, whatever." And so he said he actually said, "Are you enough Asian to where you could get a scholarship?" And I was like, "I think, you know, I'm half." He's like, "That's enough. Get as much scholarships as you can because you are Asian." And he's like, use it as much as you can.
Wow.
So,
well, like
and I did, and I got scholarships.
If somebody has any Native American in them too, it's the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. And so I got quite a few scholarships because of the Asian side. So
it came in good for you there.
It did, yeah. So I'm one of the few people that I can pick either white or Asian, which I can't now because now they have 2 or more races. But so I have to do that one. But,
they what?
Yeah, like on applications and stuff, when they ask for your ethnicity, they have one that's categorized as 2 or more races.
So
really?
Mixed. Yeah.
2 or more?
Yeah.
It's like threesome, or like mom was half, or like
probably something like that. Yeah.
Like, well,
so
African American, Asian.
Before that, I would just pick which one I wanted to do. Like if it was scholarships, I'd be like, I'm Asian. But if it was like bank loans, I'm white.
That's funny. I was doing a continuing ed type course on some adjuster stuff today, and I noticed like whenever you register stuff, you have to select male or female. Mm-hmm. You know, obviously I put male, but every time I see that now, I think, how much longer till these guys get in trouble for making you choose male or female? Because that's the world we live in now.
Well, I've heard a lot of people say that there's a difference between sexual orientation and gender. Mm-hmm. Like that's the argument that they're making, because a lot of people are saying, yeah, but naturally you are born either this or this, and so that then they make the argument of, well, there's a difference between sexual orientation and gender.
What you're attracted to versus what you are physically.
Yeah, I guess, or something.
That's the difference.
And then, yeah, and so I think that's why that still is the way it is.
Okay, question.
Answer.
Because I've got 3 guys in here. Have you guys ever in your whole life, even as a kid, ever wanted to be a girl, or just to feel like what it'd be to be a girl for like a day? There's no shame in this
I honestly don't think so.
No.
I've often
I know I didn't after I found out about periods. I was like, no, I don't want that.
Yeah.
No, I've never done that.
I don't think there was ever a time. No.
I'm just curious.
Maybe that's just the area. You know what I mean? Like that's just
the area.
You mean how we're raised?
Yeah, like how we were raised, you know, and even at that, like I grew up, like it was just me and my brother. We didn't have a girl in the family until my little sister, and so really all I knew was boy things. Because I had an older brother that he was a boy and I was a boy. And so, you know.
Right.
No other options.
Yeah,
No.
there really wasn't. I mean, honestly, there really wasn't. So,
where?
white privilege.
You
White
wanted
privilege.
you wanted to say yes, but because the two guys said no, you weren't going to say yes.
I haven't.
You can tell me later.
You do your hair like really nice, so maybe.
Hey, yeah, I know. Trust me, I had a teacher in school one time tell me in high school that I was metrosexual, which
That's
made
funny.
me very angry. I do my hair. I know. Now, if I wore a white ball cap, I would suspect that you guys thought that because
White.
I've also noticed recently that only lesbians wear white ball caps.
Oh, really?
You ever notice that? The lesbian couples, nothing against lesbian couples at
Are
all.
there any around that you see
Well, like-
in this area?
I'm
Like
talking the
dirty
one
lesbian
the,
or like
no, I'm
Pornhub lesbian.
No, not
There's a
Pornhub.
difference.
There's the lesbians that are in porn that pretend to be lesbians,
Oh, gosh.
and then there's the lesbians in real life that's like, oh, they're lesbians.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the ones around here or anywhere that there's like, again, I'm not bashing the lesbians, so nobody destroy me on social media. There's always the one that acts more like the masculine lesbian,
Right,
and then there's
right.
one, right, but the one that always acts like the masculine always wears a white ball cap, and 90% of the time they wear it backwards.
See, I've never noticed that, but I noticed they always.
Is it strap
wear-
back or flex fit?
No,
be
it's
strap
flex. Yeah, we could
I'd
go with
say
both.
so.
What would you gonna
Yeah.
say?
They always wear like carpenter pants,
Well, dang right they do.
and they always wear like the Nike Air like shoes,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
Or
High tops.
That's a good.
New Balance or
New
something?
Balance. Yeah. They always want to get that like full dad mode, like
Yeah, they do. They go with like the 40s dad.
yeah.
The New Balance like 528s or whatever
Yeah.
those are. Whatever model. Does your dad Andy wear those?
No, Dad wears Vans.
That's pretty laid back, I guess.
Yeah.
I was.
Are you looking at my shoes? I'm wearing
Yeah, everybody's
Nikes.
shoes.
I'm wearing boots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I normally wear boots or these Nikes
Okay.
here.
I was. I'm sorry to jump back on the Vegas thing, but I was thinking about I was having a chew just a little bit ago, and whenever I was in Vegas, there was an Asian dude. Okay, there's two parties going on in Vegas. There's Old Vegas. There's New Vegas.
Right.
Old Vegas is people more are tight, a little rough around the edges.
Yep.
The casinos are usually people that were not born in America running the tables, and you're like, "What are you saying? What? What?
Yeah.
I don't understand you." And then there's New Vegas, where it's like everybody's in cocktail dresses, suits, and
Oh, yeah.
you know, it costs a lot more money to be around New Vegas.
Yeah.
And well, it depends on the time.
Well, there's the clubs like the PBR bar and all that where
Yeah.
you'll pay like $22 for an armband and drink till 2:00 in the morning.
Oh, I didn't know about that place. That's in New Vegas?
Yeah.
Okay.
New Vegas.
What's the
So
address?
when I was in Old Vegas, I was sitting at a table and a Chinese guy, I had a chew and I spit in a bottle and he goes, "Hey, there's no chewing tobacco allowed over here." I was like, "What?" Like, there's a dude freaking rolling a joint like 2 seats down from me, and you're okay with that, but I can't chew.
Somebody just invited me to snort
Yeah.
cocaine out of his belly button.
Yeah.
And then it was at a Texas Hold'em table. It was like a kind of a sit and go tournament type
Right,
table.
right.
And I had went all in. It wasn't a lot of money, but anyways, I went all in, and I kind of sat like this, which I do. I kind of put my hand on my left
Yeah.
leg and kind of sat like this. And he goes, "Hey, don't be digging in your pockets." Like, this guy had it out from the beginning. He's like, "Hey, don't be digging in your pockets." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "You can't dig in your pockets." I was like, "I'm not. I have my hand." He's like,
Yeah.
"Just keep your hands on the table, sir." I was like, "Okay."
Your
I'm not for
$30 bet was rough, you know. He was thinking you were
Yeah, I was like, hold on here, but I'm pretty sure we're using chips, and I'm pretty sure in mid-hand, can you request more chips?
I
don't think you can do
don't
that.
think so.
Yeah, I don't know if
I don't play very much, but
Yeah, I didn't know
I
if
go
like,
there to party, but not really throw my
Right.
money away.
Okay. Anyways, I just want to get that off my chest. Okay, so let's move on to. Well, we have a couple different topics, some thoughts that I've had, and I want your guys' input on. So, for instance, how do you guys react to daylight savings time?
I mean, sometimes I'm like, why?
Right, which I think I am too. I am. I know.
I mean, I understand why, but
Right.
I don't.
You don't?
Just
Let the
taking an
kids
hour from
stand
here and
out in
putting
the
it
dark.
here.
Yeah. I don't mind the fall back because
Yeah.
you gain like an hour.
Yeah.
worth of
Yeah.
sleep. But
just keep it the same.
everybody freaks out. You ever notice how every time everybody just
Don't
freaks
forget
out?
to set your clock.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody freaks out about it. And-
Whenever it does it automatically.
Right. I'm thinking of like all the other problems we have, not only in this country but just around the world. Like I was thinking, there's villages that have no running water. And if what if
We're
they came
freaking out about the clocks.
Yeah.
Right. What if they came to America during daylight savings time and we're all just like, God dang,
Gotta set my
I
clock
gotta set
back.
my clock an hour. I'm gonna lose an hour's sleep, and they're just like, we have no running water.
Yeah.
We have to walk 5 hours to get our bucket.
Yeah, we
The
like.
ladies that carry the buckets on their
Yeah.
head.
Yeah, it's just. I wish that they would just do away with it.
Now, some states do, right?
Yeah, some
That's
states
what makes
do.
it worse.
Indiana.
Yeah.
Isn't it
It's like-
Indiana?
I think Indianapolis, they now do daylight savings time,
Okay.
but I think for a long time they were.
I know most places that don't are closer to the equator because it doesn't affect them as much.
Yeah, but it throws everybody else off
I know.
around them.
Yeah.
It's like everybody either do it or don't do
don't.
it. Because then, say you live a state over and you got contacts in whatever town that doesn't do it, and it's this constant state of confusion. Like, wait a minute, okay, no, they don't do that. So now they are on the same time as me, or no, now they're 2 hours different. So,
It
anyways,
messes me up for eating because normally you eat at 5 when it's dark 'cause that's when you go in. Well, now it's dark at 7:30 and then you go in and you're like, oh, it's 8 o'clock. I haven't eaten yet.
yeah, I can see
So I
that.
kind of stay outside as long as I can.
Are you
My thing
pretty?
with that isn't as much daylight savings, but it's more so like the time zones change. There's that part in Indiana where like Terre Haute is like an hour ahead of us, but like Evansville's
Yeah.
the same hour as us. And I'm like, what the heck?
That's
That's
true.
that drives me
is-
nuts.
I drove to Louisville, Kentucky to buy some rims last week, and I told that old boy, I was like, I'm going to be there at like 9 o'clock. And at like 10:15, I roll up, and he's like, what the heck, man? It's 2 hours late. I'm like, no, it's not.
It's
like,
when you say it's at 9 o'clock my time or 9
yeah,
o'clock
well,
your time.
I didn't
Yeah.
even pay
I know,
attention,
yeah.
and he didn't pick up on it either. So it was
Yeah.
just misunderstood.
I'm surprised he waited that long.
Yeah, he was
Wow.
pretty all right, and he said that they were sold at 7 o'clock. Like, yeah, they wasn't sold.
Right? No. Good grief. Rims for your Tahoe? Or?
No, well, I mean they could have fit, but I picked up a 1978 High Sierra, little single cab short
Nice.
bed GMC.
Like for yourself?
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool,
Yeah.
man.
yeah.
How's car sales going, by the way?
Decent. Yeah. We're going to possibly jump into Jeep sales.
That'd be cool.
We're thinking about buying up to 6 Jeeps, wheels, tires, bumpers, and different colors, different options, and throw them out on the lot.
What's your honest thoughts on Jeeps?
I have one. She has one. I think they're overrated. I think they're still a Jeep. That's another thing. Why are cars so overpriced, I think?
Oh,
Yes.
God. They're just.
Yeah.
There's no way that, it's that much of a difference. It still takes the same stuff. It's still,
Right.
Isn't
internally
the
wise.
technology in it?
I don't think
with all
so.
that?
Maybe
It's
on
just the
like
demand.
Yeah, like a fully loaded, Lincoln or Escalade or something like that. Yeah, it has a bunch of technology. But that being said,
Yeah.
It's
Jeeps.
still-
What's a? Are you gonna be getting into brand new Jeeps? Or you
not brand new, but
You talking
trying
about
to
old
st-
Jeeps?
No, just trying to stay like 2010 and newer.
They hold their
Gotcha.
value.
They really
don't they?
do.
Yeah.
They really do. But
And
I
doesn't
just
it
don't
seem
understand.
like a lot of people have them, or is it just because once you get one, then you start seeing everyone?
once you get one, everyone waves at you.
Yeah, that's what I learned. Like you're supposed to wave, like
Yeah,
people wave.
It's kind of like the Harley thing where they like point to the ground.
exactly.
Oh my God.
I just don't understand
I know.
it. It
It's
doesn't
like, oh
make
gosh,
any
I better
sense.
wave. Like
Don't,
Yeah.
do not
We've
get
talked.
sucked. Do
We've
not
talked
get-
about the Harley wave before.
Yeah. Do
it's
not
got me. It's got me paranoid though, because I'm like
throwing
look in their
down the
eyes.
deuce.
Yeah.
Do
A lot
not.
of the girls
Freaking
don't.
do that while you're in a truck and you pass us.
Yeah.
We did it on a moped.
Yeah.
My
Oh.
senior year, one of my really good friends, his mom had a moped, like a little 150 maybe. So it was like one that would actually go somewhat fast. We'd cruise through town, me on the back, him right, and we would both do it. We would just throw the little deuce, the little 2 fingers down, and the Harleys were like, "Really, really?"
That's funny.
Two wheels, man. 2 wheels.
Yeah,
What color is your Jeep?
red.
Red.
Yeah, it's the Mamas, the old ladies, the wifey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do not say wifey, though.
Yeah.
Wifey.
Oh,
Wifey is better than old lady.
What are
That's true.
Okay, let's
Now-
sidetrack. What are some unacceptable pet names for your significant other then? Because earlier you said you hate it whenever couples do like mommy and daddy or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Well,
old lady is one of them.
You don't like old lady?
Oh.
Old lady.
Old
I
lady.
always think they're saying
O-L.
old lady.
There's no D.
Old lady.
What about you,
Or
Mitchell?
my old man.
You don't like wifey
That's not for a
Wifey nor hubby.
or hubbies?
Hubby.
No wifeys and hubbies.
Good God. No.
I
It's
think
as
I don't
bad
like,
as people that put Jeep life on their Jeep. Or anybody that drives a Jeep that puts those ridiculous foot pegs out the side.
This side up or whatever when they have it going across there. If you see this, I'm upside
That's
down. They're just
or life is good.
yeah.
Or
No road, no problem.
yeah, no road, no problem. I'm talking. You know what foot pegs I'm talking about,
Yeah.
dude? You take the doors off,
Yeah.
and there's a legitimate peg you can buy that you can stick your
Oh.
foot out of your door and place it on the peg. Do you have these on your Jeep?
No.
Okay.
There is no way.
No, there's
I don't
people that do that.
understand
There's
this.
people that Jeep Life is wrote on their bodies, and it's wrote on their vehicle.
The same guy that does that probably wears flip flops, pants, and like a tough man shirt.
has a beer belly.
And has a white baseball cap that he wears backwards.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
He's 43, never been married.
He's
Some guy out there right
His
now is
name's
like,
Derek.
Oh, are you kidding me?
and you know damn well he's got like 33 rock stars rims, black
yeah.
rock stars.
Oh yeah, the most common, ugliest rim ever.
Okay, what about guys who have their dogs in their front seat with them?
That's acceptable
Is it?
to me. I don't do that, but
Yeah.
In the front
Man's
or
best
the back
friend.
seat, though?
What if you don't
I
have?
feel like if it's
what if
in
you-
the front seat with the guy,
What if you just have a regular cab truck?
there aren't too many of those left. But
No, but still.
yeah, in the truck it's okay. I saw a guy with his dog in his front seat of his Jeep, and it just was kind of weird to me. Like that's his girlfriend.
Some people really.
That
I
I
I
heard.
don't know. It just was like,
Oh, what's the radio station I listen to sometimes going over St. Louis? It's I think it's like a St. Louis radio station where they have like the after date. Have you heard this?
No.
It's like the after date online, and it's on the radio station online. You can download them. It's not a podcast, just a radio
Right.
station, and there's a guy that literally was like, "Oh, this is blah blah blah. You know, this is my girlfriend," and it was a dog. The dog was his girl. Like
Yeah.
he called it girlfriend. That was
That's weird.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
ew.
that's
Yeah.
too much.
There are people who do weird things to animals.
Does he also like carry around a fanny pack with a jar of peanut butter in it?
Ew.
that would be rough.
Oh my gosh. What
Just
about-
lick it. Just lick it.
And like with the whole conversation, dogs going like.
Yeah. You sound like a dog with peanut butter on the roof of your mouth.
What about speed dating?
How was your date? Did that ever happen?
My dad came.
Okay.
Yeah, my
I think
dad
I seen
came.
something on that.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
See, it was all about them wanting to get me to go on a date. I didn't want to go on a date.
Oh, Amber, by the way, you deleted your Facebook.
I did.
Did you?
I am revolutionized. I don't have to have a Facebook because other people think I need to have a
I think you've done
Facebook.
this once before.
I did. It's actually a social experiment, was why I
To-
went back on.
to see how many friends will re-add you and then delete them.
No, I'm not like that kind of person. I don't really care who's on my Facebook.
I was going somewhere with that.
Yeah, you were mad. But see,
No.
I got on Facebook again because you said I needed to because of the podcast. So I'm like, okay, fine.
Well, the next social experiment is the downloads. I wonder if they'll increase. What are we supposed to think if they increase?
Because I'm off.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Nobody that was on my Facebook liked any of my podcast.
They didn't approve.
I think I have a
I
few.
think people are like, it's not really your kind of thing, Amber, is it? I'm like, yeah, it kind of is. I have more
Yeah.
of one side of me, people.
People label
Multifaceted.
counselors, I think,
Yeah.
to...
I think people just label people in general.
Well, it's their own problem. People get their own perception versus what's real because nobody takes the time to talk to you or ask you face to face, eyeball to eyeball, and that's my soapbox. So Facebook is fake book.
Ooh. Clever girl.
I read this interesting article with Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook. And I'll keep this short because I don't really care. But about how Facebook is evolving and how basically he doesn't even expect Facebook to exist in like 3 years. Because
like a MySpace thing.
Well, it's everybody's transitioning to this. It's so bizarre to me. Everybody's transitioning to forms of social media that is a way to communicate with people, but it deletes everything that you do.
Yeah.
Like Snapchat. You send a picture, you can't keep it. Snapchat. People call each other, I guess, on Snapchat. And there's like WhatsApp, which is a free app that is apparently a way to message people, and it doesn't keep the messages. But anyways, that's where society is going, is people are getting more and more and more into the secretive communication.
Oh, okay.
Which
Maybe
is just mind-blowing to
But they're
me.
swinging from one end of the pendulum to the other,
Yes,
which is really what
exactly.
any fad or anything is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're going from everything's public to everything's private.
Yeah.
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 And I found that very disturbing, for one, and odd. You know,
Why is it
what's the point?
disturbing?
What's the joy? Well, I don't know. I guess I don't get what the thrill is.
Oh.
There's no, for me, I'd rather interact with a group of people on social media,
Yeah,
multiple
I agree.
friends, versus this whatever this
One
is. I don't
secret
use
person.
Snapchat or anything like
Yeah.
that. So, you know, I've tried to get into like Snapchat.
I've tried it.
One point in my life.
I
and
can't.
I
It's
feel
just,
like it's more for teenagers.
yeah,
Like,
it's
more the teenagers do that, and what's the other one? There's another picture one.
Instagram.
Instagram, yeah.
Yeah.
Instagram is toeing the line of Snapchat
Yeah.
for
Is it?
sure.
Okay.
Snapchat to me though is very elementary. It's very. Do you use Snapchat, Rocky?
I have Snapchat. I very rarely do it. It's usually like a group of like 3 different people.
How
you
many
have
snaps
pictures
have
of-
you sent today?
None.
Seriously, like the only
you
time I
just-
used Snapchat was to send pictures of poop to my wife as a joke.
Like, gross. That would be you.
Yeah.
But do you do selfies? Like,
No.
Okay.
Really don't like selfies. I just don't know why.
I feel like the age of the selfie is kind of over too, because nowadays people don't take too much selfies. They take pictures of other things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how many people do you see? You remember there was a point in time when everyone had a stinking selfie stick and they was walking
Yeah.
around with the selfie sticks. You don't see too much of that anymore. You see people taking pictures of something
Yeah.
besides themselves.
Right.
So, which is, like you were saying before, it used to be everything was public. Now it's everything is just private.
I think I have one selfie and that's it. It's like total.
But you're
Like,
confident. You don't have to have everybody go, oh, we thank
No.
you.
No, I'm good.
Either that or the exact opposite. He doesn't want anyone to see him.
No, I'm pretty outgoing.
Hey,
Yeah.
I like to be like the last person in anywhere. You know, I think it's complete opposite of anything else. Like everyone else wants to be the first one there.
Yeah.
I want to be late. I want everyone there to know that
See
I'm
you
there.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Like if you're there early, you might be missed. You know, you might be over in the corner and someone not see you. I want to show up like 2 seconds before
Make
something
your
goes down, and
entrance.
I'm like, "Yo, what's up?"
So would you guys rather spend time in a group of people face to face hanging out or on social media of some kind?
I'd rather do face to face.
I'd rather
Yeah,
do
face to face is
face-to-face.
definitely
Yeah.
a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Text form can get awkward. You know, you text something a certain way, and then
Misread.
if they read it just a hair wrong, it's like, "Oh, this dude's got beef. He
Yeah,
wants to fight." You know, it's like,
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
everything is misunderstood through text. It seems
yeah,
like everybody takes it the way that you did not intend it,
yeah. It's whatever they want to read.
and that's because and that's just it's only going to get worse about 10 years from now, since apparently nobody wants to socialize. Just wait another 10 years.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Is
God
it-
made our voice for a reason and
Yeah.
eyeballs so you can see and hear and touch and feel and look and
Exactly.
all that. Speak words.
Yeah.
Because communication is not just words. There were other parts.
For sure.
I mean, human interaction is so important.
I just
You know what I mean?
rant about this.
Seriously, human interaction, it really is. It's important for our species
Yeah.
to be in community with other people, and so you miss out on that whenever you're behind a phone. You know.
Yep.
I watched I think it was a TED Talk where this lady does this experiment to find out if she could fall in love with somebody by looking into their eyes for more than, I don't know how long. And it proved true because anymore nobody looks eyeball to eyeball. So she did this whole experiment of just gazing into each other's eyes and talking and asking questions if they could fall in love with somebody. And she ended up falling in love with somebody because they actually talked face to face,
Right.
into their eyeballs.
Huh.
Rather than through Snapchat.
Yes, on the phone, like.
Just something. Oh man, just something about that.
I hate filters.
The girls that we've talked about.
Oh my gosh.
I won't talk about this very long
to
because
make-
we've already beat this horse. But the girls that use Snapchat filters,
It's
to make-
terrible.
It's like
because
It's
you're
like
not
you've seen
good
that
looking.
girl walk around Walmart. You
Yeah,
know she does
yeah.
not look like that. That filter is making millions
Yeah,
right now.
yeah, exactly.
I don't know. There's just something. The reason why I don't like the play, the apps or whatever that delete stuff. It's like there's no accountability with that. Like you could just do whatever you wanted to. Nobody would know. You know what I mean? And it's just I don't know. It's not my thing.
Going back to the eye contact, I'm not for sure. I'm just gonna say it. I struggle with making eye contact with people, and I've noticed this recently, and I've tried to make a point to make eye contact. Yeah, and I don't know why I'm that way.
I always try to make eye
I talk to
contact.
people,
Yeah.
and they're just like staring at me, and I'm like, "Why are you looking at me? Why are you looking at me when I'm talking to you?" But and I know that's not normal, but it's like, should I talk to somebody about this? Should I make an appointment with Amber?
That's funny.
Like, I don't know.
You do it here, though. I mean, you're sitting across from me, and you give eye contact.
It's something I've been working on the last year,
Yeah.
and I don't know. Can you analyze this at all? Why I would?
I don't know, because I found myself doing the same thing. Like, I'll look at somebody, but I'm kind of like taking in their whole face versus honing in on their eyes. And when
Right.
you start honing on people's eyes, then you really connect with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that can be, like, overpowering for people sometimes because it feels too intense.
I think when making eye contact, I get more what I want out of the conversation. If
Yeah.
I want something, I'll make sure I keep eye contact with them, so I got my eye on the prize type thing, and I'm like, all right, I'm getting this, and I'm
that's a
going
good
somewhere
point.
with it. But then if I am going to tell a story or something, I find myself looking into a corner, concentrating
yeah.
on
That's what I
this
do.
because I'm trying to concentrate on a subject that has been 10 years old, and I'm trying to remember everything so I get to the point.
So that's what
it's-
I was literally about to say. Like, whenever I talk to somebody about certain things, I always try and look them in the eye because it drives me nuts whenever I'm trying to talk to someone and they do this. Like, whenever I'm talking to them and they're going
Oh,
like,
gosh.
whenever I'm talking to
Right,
someone,
yeah.
I'm like, that is so stinking rude. Why? It's like, do you
They
not?
don't really care. They're
Yeah.
worried about whatever.
Well, if I do that,
Exactly.
it's not that I don't care. I'm struggling here. I'm
It's-
struggling.
He's
I'm
thinking,
struggling.
Why are you looking
But
at me?
Why
But
you looking at
sometimes,
me?
like you said, if I'm telling a story, like I'll like look over and I'll
Yeah.
try and figure something, try and think about what it is I'm trying to say. Yeah. So, but yeah. So for those
at
listeners, if you don't look at
Purple,
somebody
purple,
while they're
purple.
stinking talking to you, that is so stinking rude. What's the matter with you?
Now I'm
Patches.
forever going to
No, I
be
could never do that.
cautious about that.
But
I've
sometimes if
really
you're-
never noticed it with you.
If you're a visual
Oh
person,
man, I
though,
notice about myself all the time.
you're looking at stuff. Like I see, like whatever I'm trying to describe, I'm also seeing it. So
Yeah.
if I'm looking
Yeah.
off or not looking in your eyes, it's because I'm seeing all this other stuff and then trying to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm gonna blame it on I'm like borderline autistic.
Do you want to be autistic?
No, I feel like I really am,
Yeah?
and like
There
my
might be
attention
something.
span is just like not there. Like it's not that I can. It's like you can talk to me, and I'm gonna put everything you're saying in my head. But just because I'm like doing this, it's not because I'm not paying attention. But then I find myself like you're being a dick. Like, look at them when they're talking to you. Look at them.
I don't
Maybe
ever-
it's the way my mom raised me. I don't know.
Well, you could be a high functioning, have a little bit of high functioning autism there.
Yeah, I really think I do. Because like I said, whenever Marshall, my youngest son, is autistic.
Yeah.
Whenever he was officially diagnosed, they went through like this questionnaire, like, do you do this? Does he do this? What's he do about this? And at the end they said, it was sad, but it is what it is now. Like, he's autistic, and I was thinking, man, that sounds a lot like me. That's a lot of stuff that I do.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, wait a minute.
I forgot to take out the dry cleaner.
Okay. Moving
We should
along.
do the song now.
We are.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
exactly what I was
Yeah.
going to.
Song.
Well, you guys
Both whip it up at the same time.
Here we go.
This.
So, let's talk about the song "Someone Like You" by Adele.
If you don't know it by name, you've heard it.
And I'm gonna
some
play it.
point in time. Yeah.
I want everybody that listens to this, and I'm going to kind of narrate through this. It's women probably listen to this song because women like to get sad and listen to music, and that's for some. They listen to music like this, and like, oh, that makes me feel better. This lady's a crazy bitch. Okay, I'm gonna say it right now. Do not do what she does. This whole song, all it does is scream to me, she has lost it. She's crazy.
I think the guy has lost it and he's confused the heck out of her.
No.
She's reacting to him.
Not acceptable.
All right, here, I want to turn it on here.
Go ahead.
We'll kind of, I might pause a little bit. We'll walk through it.
Sounds like funeral music.
Yeah, it's sad.
You just see her walking down the steps.
I heard that you're settled down, that you found a girl and you're married.
So now she's clearly talking
To an ex-boyfriend,
not
ex-lover.
to him directly, though.
That
No.
your dreams came true. Guess she gave you things I didn't give to you.
So
Okay, so
this is an ex-lover.
this is her just talking, I would say, to herself.
Yeah.
So at
Right.
this point, she's talking to herself.
She is. Haven't you seen the music video?
Okay, no, I haven't.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm glad you've seen it. You've seen
Yeah.
it? Okay, so I want you to confirm if I'm right on my analogy on this.
Yes.
So at this point, she's talking to herself.
Yes.
Okay.
At least in the music video.
Old friend,
Now she's talking about herself.
why are you so shy?
No, she's still talking about that person.
Ain't like you to hold back.
Yeah. So what she's talking about right here, if you want to pause it, what she's talking about right here is that awkward tension that there is now because they used to be a thing, and so now if she shows up at an event where this person is, chances are they may have been friends with the same people or something like that. So she ends up at this event with the same person, and then there's this awkward tension between them, and so that's why she's saying, "Why are you so shy? And it's not like you to hold back or hide from the light." So he's purposefully avoiding her because of that awkward tension there, because of the history there, and then which, like I said, it goes right into the next, hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited.
Hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I had hoped you'd see my face and that you'd be reminded that for me it isn't over.
So in this part.
So
So in this part, chances are they were friends with the same people. She, maybe like it could have been like when the engagement party or something like that, because she found out, or even that could just been like a party just in general that she wasn't invited to, whatnot. She goes, she knows probably people that are there. And she doesn't want to seem rude, but she kind of does want to seem rude because she wants that guy.
him to know that
she wants
still
him to
thinking
know
about
that
it.
she's still thinking about him.
Oh,
She's
okay.
like, "Hey, if you're ready to throw down, I'm ready to throw down."
All right, let's go on.
Never mind, I'll find someone.
Okay.
Now she just
Whiplash,
pause it.
whiplash.
Yeah, this is where I'm getting at here.
Whiplash.
This is
Never
where
mind.
she becomes very manipulative. And
about to
women
say-
do not need to use this as an example. So she's sad. She goes to this party. She's like, "Listen, I still feel for you.
Yeah.
I feel for what we
But now I'm
had."
gonna go hook up
But
with
whatever.
your friend.
Yeah, but you know what? Screw you. I want to find somebody just like you.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going.
She's saying whatever, but whatever.
Ooh, I wish nothing but the best.
Now she's being condescending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't
she
believe
is.
that.
Yeah.
She doesn't want that.
Yeah. It wasn't me, it was you.
We were better friends.
Yeah.
But sometimes it hurts instead. Sometimes it lasts and loves, but sometimes it hurts instead.
All right, let's hit into the next verse. Clearly, there she's.
You know how the time flies. Only yesterday was the time of our lives. We were born and raised in a summer haze, bound by the surprise of our glory days.
Okay, so I take it here she's talking about summer love.
Yeah, she's talking
Yeah.
about while they were together, like memorizing the good times about
the
it.
love was born.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We're getting into this.
And then it repeats herself.
I just want to hear again how she turns into it like a condescending bitch.
Hope you'd see my face and that you'd be reminded that for me it isn't over. Never mind, I'll find someone like you.
So I mean, it's immediately that quick from like it's not over to screw you. There's somebody just like you but better.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, like you hurt me, but whatever. I'm gonna be my own woman.
Why can't every like if girls want to write songs that hating on men, just write like Alanis Morissette did.
I don't think she actually wrote the song. She has a writer.
Oh, she does.
I believe so.
What Morrison song are you referring to?
Well, let's see here.
While you're looking that up, I will tell you a story that I had that was similar to this little scenario that's happening in the song. I dated this girl one time, and we broke up. Actually, she dumped me. So, honestly, and it hurt. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, she dated my friend afterwards, and there was this party at his house, and I was invited to go to the party. And so it wasn't the exact same. Like, I wasn't uninvited. I actually was invited. So I came to the party, and she actually told the guy she was dating. She told his mom that I was making her very uncomfortable by just being there. And so my buddy's mom came up to me and asked me to leave the party.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that when you went out and got your bear tattoo?
No, that was another time. So, another girl. No.
Do you know Alanis Morissette?
The name, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not good with knowing
She
what
had a
songs are
really
what.
bad. You know who that is. Okay,
Sure.
you will
It's an
recognize the
older.
song.
Yeah.
She's an older.
She had a very bad experience with a man. I'm convinced, and her songs are straight up like, huh. All right, here we go.
Yeah, let's hear one then.
It's a great song.
I know.
Yeah,
Fill in your own words.
he was a nice guy.
You to know that I'm happy for you. I wish nothing but the best for you both. I know the version of me. Is she perverted like me? Will she go down on you in a theater?
Wow.
Does she speak eloquently?
I like her.
And
I like her.
Yeah, baby, I'm sure she'd make a really excellent mother. 'Cause the love that you gave every day wasn't ready for the day. Get enough for you to be open wide. No. And every time you speak her name, does she know how you told me to help her till you died? Till you died, but you're still alive, and I'm here
Oh yeah.
to remind you.
She's like literally there as a reminder. She has some bad stuff go on.
It's
That's
not
funny.
fair to deny me all the cross I bear that you did to me.
She was the girlfriend that like you tried all the crazy stuff with, and then left her, and then she was like, "I did everything you wanted," you know, like
Yeah, what the heck is wrong with you?
we did it all.
At least she had the balls to say something.
She did.
Not like the quiet girl that goes
Maybe that's the
out
problem.
You
Shit
know,
balls.
this has nothing to do. I mean, while we're on the subject of songs, you know a song that I've been really fixated on lately? Not this one, but it's called Fancy.
No.
Not
Fancy Don't Let Me Down?
yes.
That country song?
Yes,
Are you
That's
kidding me?
sad.
it is.
What the mom made her
Have you
daughter
heard
do.
that song?
What is it?
It's called Fancy. It's really popular from Reba McEntire.
Yeah, like 90s or something like that.
Yeah.
Basically, the mom
Fancy-
used her daughter to go out and be
Prostitute,
a hooker,
yeah.
Yeah.
to make money for the family.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Well, it was just for herself because the mom dies.
Fancy by Reba McEntire.
The mom, yeah. So
Okay.
so what the mom did was
How does
she.
this relate to your life right now? Are you just...
No, it doesn't. Yeah. Well, no,
He's like, well, I got this new car and I need to really...
no. Like
I remember it all very well. Looking back, it was the summer I turned 18. We lived in a
so I heard this song a couple days ago at work, and I'm like, that's a pretty good tune. And so I start looking more into it, and I saw the lyrics, and I was like, what the heck? This is a messed up song. So basically, she's saying that she lived in a very impoverished, home or whatever. So her mom encourages her to become a prostitute to build a fortune for herself, and that's what she does.
Didn't they do a movie on this a few years back?
Maybe, I
I
don't know.
think so.
That would be a
You
good
need to go
movie
look
material.
it
Was it Pretty Woman?
up. No.
It's like this song, Jolene by Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that
That's
she
not
actually...
alcohol, isn't it?
No, that's by Ray
LaMontague.
LaMontague.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This song is Dolly Parton actually wrote it about. So whenever I think she was either dating or first married to her husband, he had actually left her for this other girl, and she's like, yeah, I see totally why he did. Look at her. And then he wrote a song about her. Her name I don't think was Jolene, but this song is literally about that woman.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd like to know the stories behind the songs.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Okay. Wow. Anyways, okay,
Pretty
so
interesting
Adele's
stuff.
crazy. Alanis Morissette is...
So here's a quote that just kind of sums up all of that. Let me see if I can find it on my phone. Okay. It says, I don't have trust issues. I've seen this type of shit before, so I'd be damned if I go through it all over again type of issues.
Those are Alanis Morissette
That's
issues.
right. That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about right there.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So when people say I have trust issues, I'm like, that's right
I
there.
really don't have trust. Just
Nope, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
Yep.
been down this road.
Yep.
I can tell you how this ends. We can fast forward this real quick.
Yep.
Okay. Now, I had a very interesting conversation today.
With your wife?
Yeah, so Brittany,
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know where this came from. She said, what was it she was saying? I'm trying to think even why this came up. Yeah. So she goes, in your life, she said, the best scenario in your life is what you got. And I was like, and I go, what do you mean? And she goes, she's like, everything you went through as a kid, with my parents separated, my dad was who he is and still is who he is, and all the shit you went through, you came out the way you should have. And I was like,
Thanks.
And she goes,
That's pretty wide of you.
she goes, well, like, I didn't come out to be like a doctor or anything. I was like, so me graduating high school and being in the situation I'm in is my best possible life that cards could have been handed. So when I'm sitting at the table and I got a hand of cards, it was like, what you got is the best you got.
That's so funny.
And I was like, and she's like, no, you're taking it out of context. I was like, no, I am taking it exactly how you're telling me.
Oh my
And I'm gonna take it, and I shall run with it.
That's so
Right on the air.
I truly believe that, and I know she did not mean it in a bad way. She meant it in a good way. But she's like, yeah, it's your best life. But I twisted it into a funny thing where it's like, okay, so maybe because
This
she
is
said
his
it.
best-
She's like, well,
this is
like,
as good as it's gonna get.
She's like, I could have been a doctor or something like that. It's like,
But you had no chance.
You had nothing. I'm pretty sure.
Andy's like crying over there.
That's freaking hilarious.
It's it goes along with the you are who you are, and you're the best you are with what you've been given. Like, you can't be anything more than you are today because you haven't been anything else.
Well,
And you don't know anything else than what you know up to now. But in 10 years, you could be more because then you've learned and become different.
yeah.
What do you think of that?
I think I'm confused.
Rocky is going.
Well,
what
I mean,
the? What do
I'm
you
still
think of that?
thinking about
So,
how his
what was
wife
that
told me
marijuana
it's
place you went to?
nothing, so-
No.
So, well, I mean, seriously, in all honesty, me growing up, I was not one of those kids that's like, I'm going to be an astronaut.
Right.
I was going to be a cop. That's what I was going to do. But I wasn't no astronaut, no doctor. So, I mean, from a financial point of view, I came out a little better than what I had dreamed for. So she's right. My best case scenario is what's on the table. But
I love how she's. Well, I could have been a doctor or something,
Yeah.
but that just wasn't in the cards for you, babe. Some of us.
what is
Maybe
it?
a CNA. Maybe
Yeah.
a CNA.
What does it matter what you do? Like, how is that equivalent?
it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
I hate
but
that argument.
it doesn't matter what you do at all. I mean, I think that there's
I don't think success is
it's not
defined
measured
by a
money.
number.
No, I don't
it's
either.
Who you love, how you love, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
What-
I
how
get
you
that.
treat others.
Now, Rocky, when you was a kid, did you have any? I'd hate to go like all preschool on
No,
everybody.
no.
How did when you was a kid? Was there anything in particular you wanted to be?
No, I mean, not until like teenage years.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-teen, I was just wanting to ride my bike and hang out with my dudes, and that was about it. Really didn't think too much about life.
That's kind of the way I was.
Yeah,
And
you know.
maybe we did ourselves a service because it's like, look at us now.
Yeah,
We're not living in some. Oh, that's another thing she said. No, hold on. We got to back up. Okay. I
think
know
she
where this
has some truth.
No, this is getting ready to get real deep.
That's so
Okay.
funny.
Ooh.
So because we had to go through Odin. I got to turn the music.
oh yeah.
Anybody ever go to Odin?
Yeah, I live in Somerville, so
You drive over that overpass, and
Isn't it a beautiful sight?
it's like,
The horizon.
and I go down in the overpass, and I'm like, God dang. I can't tell if I need to shower or if I need to what needs, or how many needles am I going to step on walking into Casey's? And she goes, this is what she said. This is. I wished I should. I screwed this up because that's when she said your best life was handed to you. Because my dad's family grew up in Odin.
Yeah.
They all live in Odin, and I went to Odin every other weekend. And she's like, think about it. What if you lived with your dad growing up? And my dad's a real piece of work. She's like, you would be living in somebody's basement, sleeping with a prostitute that's also your wife, and beating her, physically beating her. Like, that is your life.
Wow.
And I was like, I can't be mad because it's kind of true.
yeah.
Because I was like, I really started thinking, like, what if I had grown up in Odin? Where would I be now? And I don't think it would have been good. I'm not saying that everything bad comes out of Odin.
No. But I agree.
If
to
we
a
had to,
certain
if
point.
you, Rocky, why don't you answer this? You got 2 people, you got 10 people
Okay.
standing at they just possibly got their diploma at Odin High School.
Yeah.
How many of them are going to do something with their life?
If you have 10, I would say 2.
Okay, that's what I would say. Andy, you got any thoughts on this?
And no shame on Odin, because there's probably some really good people from Odin. I'm just saying, it's just the way life works.
No.
No, yeah. No,
mean,
no
it's
shame
just-
on people
yeah.
from Odin.
And
But
it's just, they live it and they think it's the greatest life in the world, to live paycheck to paycheck or whatever the case may be. They don't want to better themselves because they're just like, hey, we got a Casey's,
they used to have Gunners, which was the
Yeah.
best barbecue. Did you ever eat at Gunners?
Yeah.
Anyways, where's I going with this? Anyways, that's what she said. I should
think
be.
there's
That's what she said.
I should be living in a basement.
That's what she
married to a
said.
prostitute, and I physically beat her.
I have a friend that lived in the apartment complex here in Salem. Had nothing going for him. Actually, 2 friends. They were stepbrothers, and they got adopted maybe 3rd grade. So whatever age you'd be in 3rd grade, 9, 10. 3rd grade, got adopted. 2 different families adopted, both from Centralia. One's doing really, really, really good right now, and the other one's doing okay. The people that adopted them are totally two different families, like from pay scale to lifestyle, everything. So I agree to a certain point that lifestyle, where you grow up, your parents,
Exposure.
You got to give it to them. I mean, they adopted that child. They gave him the best they could possibly give him, but his stepbrother is doing way better than him.
Right.
So you just got to own it, I guess.
Yeah.
So I think some where you live, the people you hang out with, your parents influence what you want. Like I always want better.
Well, yeah. Why would you not?
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that don't care.
Yeah. They'd rather not be in debt, or they'd rather not have to worry about having a big paying job or nothing like that. And they're like, well, we'll just rent this little trailer and then have a, pull-out bed.
Oh, yeah.
And just do that.
I always said, though, man, I could be a lot more simple than I am.
Yeah.
I'm fully aware and that I could live in the bayou of Louisiana as long as I had a truck, a lawn chair, and a tent. A cooler would be a nice bonus.
Yeah. I don't think I could live that simple.
That makes me think of something my dad told me a couple of years ago. So my dad's adopted father was the son of a very wealthy farmer. And so I could have actually been the child of a very wealthy person. But what happened was my grandpa, I don't know exactly what happened between him and his dad, but basically his dad disowned him, and so he didn't get any inheritance, nothing. And so he had to build up his own farm on his own. And because he was poor, my dad grew up poor. And because my dad grew up poor, we didn't necessarily grow up poor, but it wasn't like super,
It was tight.
It was pretty, and so my dad said, he said not even just in the Bible, but in just folklore, you hear about curses, and the curses like your children, and your children's children. He's like, that's a real thing. Whenever somebody actually curses someone and says, I'm taking this away from you, that not only affects that person, that affects future generations. Because, like in that case in point, my grandfather, he didn't get any of that money. Had he have gotten that money, my dad would have grew up pretty wealthy. He probably would have went to college. He probably would have done a whole bunch of stuff or whatever. And then I because of that, I would have grown up in a much wealthier family. And so
Probably like
curses
an Asian
are
rapper or something.
Yeah, probably. Lil Wang. So whatever. curses are a real thing. But my dad told me that the end of it was it's always usually the third generation that breaks the curse. He said, so if you end up poor, that's on you.
That's all you, brother man.
Comes to choice and hard work and effort and what you decide to do in your life.
Earlier today, well, it's something I've been thinking about doing for a long time, but I was like waiting for like the right opportune time to try it. But not too long ago, I decided it would be cool if I wrote a book about my experiences. I know I'm young and whatnot, but I definitely have a bunch of life experiences that could at least take up a small book. And so one chapter that I'm working on right now is called "Hard Work Beats Talent Every Time." And one of the stories I was talking about is when I was in 7th grade, I joined a basketball team. When I was in 7th grade, I was very overweight and very out of shape. And basically, I was just a bench warmer. And so the thought process I had was, these kids that are starting, they're just naturally better than I am. They're just born that way. What I didn't know was that they put in a lot more work than I did to get that starting spot. And even more so, like my coach kind of like affirmed that thought process by just telling me, Thomason, you'll never be a basketball player, but Michael, you'll make a good comedian one day.
Look at you now, though.
I know.
The world's
Who's retarded now?
Man, that was good.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
What did you think, Rocky?
It was a great time.
You gonna be on again?
Yeah, anytime. I enjoy
Just
it.
a natural.
Let me ask you something on the air, Rocky.
It's not that big.
What would you think about?
Guys, tape measure up.
I kind of want to do a little bit of a tease here. What would you think about a live podcast one day?
I'm all about it.
Would you think that people would find it entertaining to go to if we set the format up to be crowd pleasing / interaction with the crowd, but it's recorded live?
Yeah.
Be honest.
I think it'd be great. I think phone calls, that'd be cool.
Yeah, we really
bring in some, you know, ask a question and be like, all right.
Yeah, and we're talking about like actually physically recording something live somewhere one time.
Yeah. I can pretty much work with anything, and I think a lot of people can, so.
Okay. All right.
You got a group of people you could get to come, couldn't you?
Yeah, I went to Chuck's place yesterday and was talking about you guys. I was like, I'm going back out there. I think I'm going to get back on. And he's like, all right, let's do it. I was like, yeah, we need to do one together.
Oh, yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
We can sit there and go on for like 5 minutes on a
Are they open?
subject.
I'm going to need to just drop by there for you. They're probably closed.
They closed.
Yeah.
I think they closed at 7. All right, well, okay. Well, I think it's time to bring it home. You can be sure to share this show. There's no reason not to. It's free to you. We put all this work in, so it's free. It's continuing to build and grow. And I firmly believe that word of mouth and sharing it with your friends is the only way it will grow. And it's good entertainment. People seem to enjoy it. We enjoy it. So like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And you can... What? Oh, my God.
Go howl at the moon tonight.
That scared the freaking crap out of me, Amber. I was like,
Is that
what the
something
heck is
recorded?
that?
Oh, this is Amber getting her dog.
Oh,
there's the dog.
The dog finally
There we
howls.
go.
The dog finally howls at the end with the rest of us acting like idiots.
Is that a lab?
that was all you?
She's a mix.
Oh,
Me and
okay.
a couple girls goofing off.
Man, if I was single.
It was my mating call. I'm just gonna pipe this through my Jeep, drive around town with this howling going on.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of attention. You're going to get a lot of attention. Well, with that, people, I mean, why not? Just share this with everybody. Turn somebody on to the show. And
just turn somebody
yeah,
on.
in general, why not? So Rocky will be on again. It was great, man. I appreciate it.
Hey,
always
love it.
awesome to
I
have
love
you. And follow us. Keep checking out for updates. And I'm Mitchell Buds.
I'm Andy Thomason.
I think I'm Amber Wyrick.
And Rocky, as always. We'll have him back again.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Everybody be safe.
I've been warped by the rain, driven by the snow. I'm drunk and dirty, don't you know? And I'm still willing. And I was out on the road late at night. I seen my pretty Alice in every headlight. Alice, Dallas, Alice. And I've been from Tucson to Tucumcari, to Hatchapee to Tonopah, driven every kind of rig that's ever been made, driven the back road so I wouldn't get weighed. And if you give me weed, white sand,